Knuckles and Knives were going to get their hands on the Outlaw Ben Woods, and it was scheduled to be Raul, but Jimmy, there's a change?
What's wrong with this picture? It was scheduled to be Raul Loco. He claims to be injured. He claims he has a shoulder injury. Sergio stepping in on behalf of Raul to tag up with the Outlaw Ben Woods. Something is awry here. Believe me, Nino.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Sergio and the Outlaw Ben Woods.
You may have noticed when the Outlaw came out here, he was fooling around with this belt. That indicates to you what has happened here in the past as Knuckles, Johnny Punch, was whipped like a dog by Outlaw Ben Woods and Raul just a few weeks ago.
Take it back to that historic 500th episode of OVW. Hold on.
Their opponents, they are Johnny Punch, Rudy Switchblade, Knuckles, and Knives.
Take it back to the 500th episode. Inside that steel cage, it was Knuckles and Knives taking on the Outlaw and none other than Raul Loco. What happened? Rudy Switchblade was tied, restrained on those ropes, while Johnny Punch was whipped. Whipped like a dog. Whipped like a dog in the backyard with those belts, those leather belts of both Outlaw Ben Woods and Raul Loco. The welts have healed, but let me tell you something. They still are branded. That beating is still branded into the psyche of Johnny Punch.
You got that right. Right now, Sergio may have wished he hadn't accepted to be the replacement for Raul in this match. Double, a leg drop and a backdrop on the chest. Hooks the near leg, does Rudy Switchblade, and Sergio kicks out.
And I wouldn't rule out if this is some mind games on the part of the Outlaw Ben Woods. Ben Woods is a despicable human being. Whoa, nice move on the part of Rudy. Nobody likes this guy. Nobody likes Outlaw. Nobody in the locker room. Nobody in the crowd. And he does not care. That's what makes him so despicable. And I wouldn't be surprised if now the revenge on the mind pertaining to Raul and the Outlaw, as you see there again, a despicable act by Ben Woods. The revenge on the mind was directed at Raul and Ben Woods making a last-minute change.
And Rudy took his eyes off Sergio long enough to try to get his hands on the Outlaw Ben Woods, and Sergio took advantage of it. That drop kick into the back, and Rudy Switchblade, a.k.a. Knives, was just rolled back in by the Outlaw Ben Woods. A boot from Sergio to the chest. I thought it was going to be a cover. However, Sergio is just going down to rain a little punishment onto the forehead of Rudy Switchblade.
And the mark of an up-and-coming tag team that's coming into their own is innovation, a combination, a potpourri, so to speak, of styles. And that's what Knuckles and Knives are bringing to the table. But right now, Ben Woods is unleashing his authority on Rudy Switchblade. This Ben Woods is so physically imposing. You got to be here live at 4400 Shepherdsville Road in Louisville to take this guy in. He is massive.
And speaking of live, anytime you find out OVW is going to be in a town near you, you need to join us there. It's the kind of wild wrestling action you see anytime OVW comes to your town. So make sure that you join us. And speaking of join us, let's don't forget Wednesday, April the 29th, former OVW alumni, now WWE superstar Mark Henry, the strongest man in the world, will join us. Timmy, tell them on the time frame.
It is from 4 to 6, special meet and greet autograph session, followed by our OVW TV taping at 7 p.m. Stay here for the entirety of that evening and come meet the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Only $15 admission, the best price in town, guaranteed.
You can go to OVWrestling.com for more information about anything you want to know about OVW. Right now, Sergio cranking on that chin and dropping that head to the left shoulder, trying to affect the nerves. Not only that, but partially the airflow, the blood flow to the brain. Referee Bill Clark making sure everything was legit. Sergio comes up and puts that huge right forearm down across the back of Switchblade.
Sergio's one of those guys, he's waiting for that breakout win, waiting for that breakout performance, and you can feel it's right around the corner, and a win over Rudy Switchblade and Punch would be that opportune moment for him. But now it looks like Rudy has the opportunity, speaking of such, to make that tag.
Rudy almost makes it to Johnny Punch. Sergio stops. Oh, the tag! Finally the tag to Punch. Here comes Knuckles, buddy. And Knuckles wants some of the Outlaw Ben Woods, and Sergio was going to give it, but the Outlaw took the opportunity to jump off of the apron here. Outlaw does not want to be in the ring with Johnny Punch. Punch still has those whelps in his mind, and he plans on delivering some punishment to the Outlaw whenever he gets a chance.
And you got to think his face, the Outlaw and Raul's face, pasted on that of Sergio. And in comes the bridge burner. The Outlaw and upper deck, nails the Outlaw. Beautiful maneuver. The German into the bridge. And that's it. Hold on. I told
Oh no,
you,
Raul! He's supposed to be, he's not even supposed to be here.
something was rotten in the barrio, and it's Raul Loco.
You had that right, my friend. Outlaw Ben Woods taking it to Johnny Punch. Now that Punch is injured, now the Outlaw wants to give him the punishment.
Raul Loco, Outlaw Ben Woods are masters at the underhanded tactics, are masters of taking the low road. It is their motto, it is their MO.
Oh, come on!
And this is quickly becoming just the same. Another thunderous slap from that belt across the back of Johnny Punch.
Deja vu all over again for Knuckles and Knives, and now the whelp across the back of Rudy Switchblade and Johnny Punch. Outlaw's hanging him. The Outlaw is hanging Johnny Punch.
This one is so devastating. This one has gotten so ugly between the Outlaw, Raul, and Knuckles and Knives, and Sergio involving himself in this confrontation. I don't think he knows what he just stepped in here.
Outlaw Ben Woods is crossing the line. Outlaw Ben Woods is sitting on the edge of homicide. Johnny Punch, his face is turning almost a blue. I don't know if you can tell it from your vantage point, Timmy, but this is bad. This is very, very bad.
And Rudy feeling the sting of that belt for the first time. And while his own half-brother stares at him in the eyes, as he has just both men beaten Johnny Punch unconscious. And it may be a blessing in disguise.
Thank goodness, we've got some help out here from the back. The rest of the referees have poured into the squared circle, stopping this. Yeah. Timmy, let's take a break right now, see if we can get this back under control. We will be back in just a few minutes.